What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Patreon request today. Scar from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, requested by Dave over on Patreon. So let's give this a go. It's kind of an action pose. So let's try it. I'm in a landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause. If I go too fast, start with his eyes. So point here, up over to the right a little bit, and then we'll start with his frown, right? Big frowning line. So you kind of just do this sort of tick, bit of a kink in it there, and then it'll go up like so. Then he has a bit of like a headline or a temple line there. So his eye then is underneath this, so top eyelid line there, curves around like that, goes back up in towards the tear duct, and then we have a bit of a top eye line there. Now if you want, you can add a little spike here in the corner, and then thicken up the top eyelid line and just the line just here in this corner of his eye, like that. His iris, so he's frowning real heavy, so his iris just comes down around like that. And the pupil, does he have, are they round or kind of long? They're kind of spiky, pointy. He's red eyes, and he kind of has a pointy eye, pointy pupil inside there. So then at the top, the frown goes back that way as well, and then he's like a cheek line there. So we're in sort of three-quarter pose, and he's like lunging towards us, right? So the other eyebrow, when you're in three-quarter, it's kind of, you're going to start a little bit higher up, right? The tick won't be like right beside this. You won't be level, so you'll go up a little bit, and the tick will go up this way, like a much more acute angle, right? So like a much steeper sort of slope going that way. And we'll do the frown going there, right? So different shape. The eye will be in underneath this, comes out there, and comes around like so. So you'll see now this eye is higher up. So this is your sort of angle of his face going this way. Then you can thicken up the top eye a little bit and this corner, and then we will add the iris again there, and the pupil, this sort of pointy black, like so. So we got some frown lines just in here. Another eye line that way. Another wrinkle on his nose. Like that. So his nose then, drawn in. So we got nostril on this side. It's kind of underneath his iris there. See, straight underneath it. About an eye down maybe, just in terms of distance, this height here. And then the other one isn't under the iris, it's not over here, it's more this side, right? So it's like under this frown, because we got that head tilt. And then we join these together, right? So we go down for the tip of the nose, around, up. Got a real square sort of boxer's nose, comes around that way. His mouth real close to his nose, comes across, down there. There's a bit of a gap, and there's another line on the other side. And then his bottom lip there. So then he has a real square chin just here. So real serious dude. So he's a lot of angles to his jaw, right? So it kind of like curves around here, and goes out to the jaw, and then it's smaller on this side because we're in 3/4. So like this side of his face, say like from the center to the edge of the jaw, is about half the size of this one. See that? So if you divided his face, this side is about twice the size of this side. So his jaw comes up the side of his face here. Same on this side, except we've got like cheekbones on this side, right? So slightly different. So this one goes up like this way, right? And then there's a bit of a gap and it goes around his cheek here. And then they draw in his jaw here, like that. Okay, so slightly different to that side because his face is turned away. His cheekbone is drawn in like this on this side. So over here then, you just leave a bit of a gap and you add a sideburn, just like a V, like that, just beside his eye. And then this becomes his ear. And then you have ear lines inside there. Right, so a sideburn comes up the side of his head, curves out that way, and then goes up for his hairline, and then the side of his head on the hairline there. So over on this side, it's slightly different. So we've got like some bumps for the side of his head for like his temple, and then the forehead curves up that way. We can see a little bit of the ear sticking out on this side of his face. And then we have hair spikes, right? So the center line for his face here. Your forehead is about the same size as your nose, by the way. So this and this are about the same. So his hairline starts about here, right? So here and here are about the same. And then we have 4 of these hair spikes that come out from here. Kind of like spider's legs. And then his hairline comes in underneath this sort of series of zigzags going along here. It's all shaved at the side and longer on top, and then we go this direction over here, and we have a bit of the shaved section just there. So rest of his hair, simple enough hair spikes that come around his head like this. It's just going all around. Kind of, some are big, some are small. There's no like one way of doing these either. You know, you could do it your own way. And we got some texture lines just in here, like that. Okay, anatomy. So we've got a hand and then a body. So his neck, very muscly guy, so bumps twice, like so. His Adam's apple at the front kind of comes out like this, down to there. And then we have collarbone going that way, collarbone going up that way. And then there's like a neck muscle there, maybe another neckline that way. So he's got a white t-shirt, sort of loose fitting, so it curves around that way, and then comes up, starts to go this way around his shoulder, so it bumps like that, and then goes up here. And then the t-shirt comes out from behind, and then goes around. this way. It goes off my page there. And then comes around the shoulder, like so. And then comes down. And then we have lines going this way. So that's the shoulder muscle there. Front of the t-shirt. Here. And then its chest. Like the way the t-shirt hangs on the chest there. So then we have it like his elbow here, and then the hand comes out this way, right? So you can just see like a pointy elbow sort of here, behind his head. And it just goes down behind his body here. And then up behind the head, the arm comes out this way. Pretty thick wrist, right? Base of the hand comes across the wrist, so you basically do sort of a W kind of shape, right? Like this kind of a thing. And this comes around for the thumb. And you got like wrist bone lines there. Okay, so hands are tricky now, so take your time. That's basically the bottom of his hand, right? And the thumb starts here. So let's go. Thumb first. They're relatively simply drawn, but he's got like thick hands. So thumb comes up this way, curves around like that. You've got some skin folds at the base of the thumb. The thumbnail on top, like that. And then the side of his hand, bumping this way. We meet the index finger, okay? So curves. So this is like this first section. You have 3 sections on your finger. Some animes will just draw 2. I think they might just draw 2. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. 2 knuckles on the finger. So we'll go around for the first knuckle. And then it kind of goes up this way. And then down and around. Yeah, so they do 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. And then this will go there and there. And then his index fingernail just on top. The rest of the fingers come around in kind of like a circular pattern, coming around this way then. So we go up, knuckle there, down, and then around for the top of that finger. Skin fold there. So 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. And then that fingernail there. Next finger. To third section. And then his pinky. Around. 1, 2, 3. And then just the rest of the side of the hand here. And we'll do the fingernails just on top. Like that, right? So that's his hand, pretty much. He's got some tattoos on his wrist. I'll draw them in. So we've got like a V there, a V there. They look like sort of Star Trek symbols, you know. And then there's like these little spikes here on this side, kind of like lightning or something, or letter ends, I'm not really sure. and then circular lines that go around his wrist. There. And of course his scar on his face is done in color, so like there's no black line there really, it's just like colored in. So I'll add that with color, because it would look weird if I drew a black line, would it? Yeah, I think I'll just add it with color, because there's no black line in the picture I'm drawing from. So that's him, Scar. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.